Let me ask you something. You wake up every morning, you work hard, you hustle, you scroll through Instagram, you see people living the life you want, the freedom, the money, the peace, and somewhere deep inside, you feel this small, quiet ache. Why is that not me? Now, here's the thing nobody tells you. It's not about how hard you work. It's not about how smart you are. It's not even about luck. It's about your habits. And today, we're not talking about any habits. We're going into the ancient land of Japan, a country that turned poverty into prosperity, that rebuilt itself from complete destruction after World War II, and became one of the richest nations on earth in less than 30 years. And we're going to pull out the 9 habits that made this possible. These are not motivational quotes. These are battle-tested, centuries-old principles that the wealthiest Japanese people have used silently, without showing off, without flexing on social media, to quietly build empires. If you watch this entire video, I promise you, something inside you is going to shift. So sit down, grab a notebook, and let's get into it. Before we dive in, let me tell you who this video is for. If you're someone who feels like you're doing everything right but still not getting ahead financially, this is for you. If you've read motivational books and felt pumped for 2 days and then went back to your old life, this is for you. If you've ever wondered why some people seem to build wealth quietly, peacefully, without drama, while others chase money their entire lives and never catch it, this is for you. The biggest mistake people make when it comes to money is thinking that wealth is something you chase. The Japanese don't chase wealth. They become the kind of person that wealth naturally flows toward. There's a huge difference. Chasing money is like chasing a butterfly. The more desperately you run after it, the faster it flies away. But if you sit still, calm yourself, and plant a garden of the right habits, the butterfly comes and lands on your shoulder. That's the Japanese philosophy of wealth. And the 9 ideas we're going to cover today are going to show you how to plant that garden, one habit at a time. Let's start with the first core idea, and this one is going to change how you think about time itself. Most people want to change their life. Very few are willing to change their day. Today, I'm going to show you why the tiniest habit is worth more than the biggest dream. There's a Japanese word that has quietly revolutionized companies, athletes, and millionaires all over the world, and most people in the West still don't fully understand what it means. The word is kaizen. Kai-zen. Literally translated, it means change for the better. But here's the deep meaning. It's the philosophy of continuous small improvement. Not big jumps, not massive overnight transformations, just 1% better every single day. Now I know what you're thinking. Only 1%? That sounds way too small to matter. And that's exactly why most people never get rich. Let me tell you a story. Imagine 2 farmers. Both start with the same empty field, same seeds, same tools. Farmer A is the ambitious one. He goes to work on day 1 like a machine. He digs, plants, waters, fertilizers for 16 hours straight. On day 2, he's exhausted. By day 5, he's burned out. He starts skipping days. By the end of the month, half his crops are dead. Farmer B wakes up every morning, doesn't matter if it's raining, doesn't matter if he doesn't feel like it, and spends a steady, consistent, focused 3 hours on his field, every day. No exceptions. 3 months later, whose harvest do you think is bigger? This is Kaizen, and this is why the Japanese have a phrase, slow and steady wins the race, that they don't just say, they live. Now let's bring this to your life. Most of us are Farmer A. We watch one motivational video, we make massive promises to ourselves. I'm going to start a business, get fit, save money, learn a new skill, wake up at 5 a.m., and we try to do it all at once. And within 2 weeks, we're right back where we started, feeling even worse about ourselves than before. The common mistake here is thinking that transformation has to be dramatic to be real. It doesn't. The Japanese have a term, micro-improvements, and they apply it to everything. A factory worker who makes one tiny improvement to his workflow every day. A chef who refines one element of one dish every week. An investor who learns one new concept every evening. Over 1 year, these small improvements compound into something extraordinary. Here's the math that will blow your mind. If you get just 1% better at something every day, after 1 year, you are not 365% better. You are 37 times better. That's the power of compounding improvement. Your action step for core idea number 1. Tonight, pick one area of your life, just one, where you want to improve. It could be your finances, your health, your skills. And commit to making just one tiny improvement to it tomorrow. Not a massive overhaul, not a grand plan, just one small action. 1 article read, $1 saved, 1 extra rep at the gym. Do that for 30 days and then come back and tell me what happened. Because the Japanese already know what will happen. They've known for centuries.
There's a reason why Japan has one of the highest numbers of centenarians, people who live past 100, on the planet. And that reason is directly connected to why they're all so wealthy. Stay with me. All right, let me paint you a picture. There's a small island in Japan called Okinawa. The people there live extraordinarily long, healthy, joyful lives. Scientists have studied them for decades. And the one thing that stood out above diet, above genetics, above everything else, was that almost every single person on that island had a powerful sense of purpose. They knew why they woke up in the morning. They knew what they were here for. They had what the Japanese call ikigai. Ikigai. Say it with me. Ikigai. It means reason for being. Now, here's where most people get this wrong, and this is the mistake that keeps millions of people financially stuck their entire lives. People separate their passion from their income. They say, my passion is painting, but painting doesn't pay the bills, so I'll work my boring office job to pay the bills and paint on weekends. And they spend 40+ hours a week doing something that drains them, spending their best energy on work they hate, and then wonder why they never have the drive, creativity, or mental energy to build actual wealth. The Ikigai framework breaks this trap wide open. Imagine 4 overlapping circles. Circle 1, what you love to do. Circle 2, what you're good at. Circle 3, what the world needs. Circle 4, what someone will pay you for. Where all 4 circles overlap, that's your Ikigai. And the Japanese believe that if you build your career, your business, your entire professional life around that intersection, wealth doesn't just come to you, it stays with you. Because when you're working from a place of Ikigai, you never run out of energy, you never burn out, you never lose motivation. While everyone else is watching the clock, you're losing track of time because you're so absorbed in your work. And people who work like that, they naturally become the best at what they do. They go deeper, they care more, they innovate more, and the market, the beautiful, ruthless, honest market, always rewards the people who care the most deeply about what they do. Let me tell you about a man named Jiro. Jiro is a sushi chef in Tokyo. He's in his 90s. He still goes to work every single day. His small 10-seat restaurant in a Tokyo subway station has 3 Michelin stars, the highest honor in the culinary world. People from all over the planet book his restaurant months in advance. A meal there costs hundreds of dollars. Is Jiro rich because he worked hard? Partly. Is he rich because he's talented? Partly. But the real reason is this. Jiro found his Ikigai at a young age and committed to it completely. He didn't try to open more restaurants to make more money. He didn't franchise. He didn't diversify. He went deeper into what he loved. And the world paid him extraordinary amounts of money to experience the depth of his dedication. The uncomfortable truth here is this. Chasing money without Ikigai is like building a house on sand. It might go up fast, but it won't stand. But build your wealth on the foundation of purpose, and you're building on bedrock. Draw those 4 circles I just described on a piece of paper right now. Spend 20 minutes filling them in honestly. Don't write what sounds good, write what's true. The intersection you find might surprise you. That surprise might be the most important thing that happens to you this year. In a world that glorifies being busy, the Japanese have a secret that sounds almost offensive. The secret of doing nothing. And it's making people very, very wealthy. Here's why. Okay, I want to ask you something personal. When was the last time you sat in complete silence? No phone, no music, no podcast, no TV, and just thought. Not meditated in a structured way, not journaled, just sat with your own thoughts. If you're like most people, you can't remember, because we've become terrified of empty space. Every spare second gets filled. Waiting in line, scroll, commute, podcast, eating lunch, YouTube, bathroom break, still on the phone. We've declared war on silence, and we're losing financially. Here's why. The Japanese have a concept called ma. In art, in architecture, in music, ma refers to the intentional use of empty space, the pause between the notes, the gap between the brushstrokes, the breathing room in a room. And the wealthy Japanese apply this concept to their thinking. They believe that your best ideas, your most creative solutions, your clearest financial strategies, don't come when your brain is at maximum input. They come in the gaps. Think about it. Have you ever had a brilliant idea in the shower, on a walk, right before falling asleep? That's not a coincidence. Those are the rare moments in your modern life when your brain gets a ma of empty space, and it uses that space to connect dots you couldn't connect while you were busy scrolling. Now, here's the connection to wealth, and this is where most summaries of this philosophy completely miss the point. Business is not productivity. There are millions of busy, broke people in the world, and there are thousands of calm, quiet, unhurried people who are extraordinarily wealthy. The difference? The wealthy people have learned to protect their thinking time. Warren Buffett, not Japanese, and who deeply understands this principle, has said that he spends up to 5 hours a day just reading and thinking. Not in meetings, not on calls, not answering emails, just thinking. And he credits this practice as one of the primary reasons for his success. The Japanese call this yutori, a sense of space and ease that allows the mind to work at its highest level. Here's the uncomfortable truth this reveals. If you're always busy, you're always reacting. And people who are always reacting can never get ahead. Because getting ahead requires creation, and creation requires space. The most important decisions of your financial life, what business to start, what investment to make, what opportunity to pursue, what relationship to exit, cannot be made clearly in a noisy mind. The Japanese wealthy class protects their mental space fiercely. They don't attend every meeting. They don't reply to every message immediately. They don't fill every evening with entertainment. They deliberately create pockets of stillness, and in that stillness they see clearly what the busy person completely misses. Starting tomorrow, carve out 20 minutes of complete silence every day. No input, no output. Just sit. Or walk without headphones. Let your mind wander. Notice what thoughts surface. Write them down afterward. You'll be shocked at the quality of thinking that emerges from that emptiness. Ma isn't laziness. Ma is preparation for brilliance.
Here's a lesson that most personal finance and success content completely ignores, but the Japanese have known for 1,000 years. It's about what you do after you're already good enough. Stay right here. Let me tell you about a man who makes knives. Not special knives, not magical knives, just kitchen knives. He's been making them for 40 years in a small workshop in Kyoto. He makes maybe 100 knives a year. Each one takes days. And people from around the world, professional chefs, collectors, culinary enthusiasts, pay thousands of dollars for one of his knives. Is he rich because he's in a glamorous industry? No. Is he rich because he's a great marketer? No. He's wealthy because of a Japanese spirit called shokunin. Shokunin is often translated as craftsman or artisan, but that translation is too small. Shokunin is a way of being. It's the total, relentless, almost obsessive pursuit of perfection in one's craft. A shokunin doesn't just want to be good at what they do, they want to be the best that has ever existed at what they do. And they believe this pursuit is not just professional, it's spiritual. Now here's where most people completely misuse this concept, and this is the deep lesson most summaries miss. People hear master your craft, and they think it means be better than the competition. That's the wrong mindset. Shokunin isn't about beating the competition, it's about transcending competition entirely. When you reach a certain level of mastery, you're no longer competing with anyone. You're in a category of your own. The knife maker in Kyoto doesn't have competitors. Nobody competes with Jiro, the sushi master. Nobody competes with the world's greatest tea ceremony artist. They've gone so deep into their work that they've created their own world, and people pay premium prices to enter that world. This is the correct application of shokunin. Go so deep that you stop competing and start defining. The mistake people make is staying at the surface level of their field. They learn enough to be decent. They get the certification, they land the job, and they stop. In Japan, that's considered a failure of character, not of skill. A shokunin wakes up every morning asking, what is the one thing I can improve today that nobody else will even notice? Not what will impress the client, not what will get them a raise, but what will bring them 1 millimeter closer to perfection. And the beautiful paradox of shokunin is this. While you're quietly obsessing over that 1 millimeter nobody else notices, the world notices the cumulative effect of 1,000 such millimeters, and they reward it enormously. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Average effort creates average income, but extraordinary dedication to a specific craft creates extraordinary wealth, and more importantly, extraordinary freedom. Because people who have mastered something are never unemployed. They're never desperate. They're never at the mercy of an employer or an algorithm. Mastery is the ultimate financial security. Your action step. Ask yourself right now, what is the one thing you could devote yourself to mastering over the next 5 years? Not what you think you should do, not what looks good on a resume. What is the one thing that, if you became truly world-class at it, would transform your income, your identity, and your life? Write that down, and then ask, what's stopping you from starting today? All right, we've covered 4 powerful ideas from this philosophy today. Now, the most important question, how do you actually apply this in your real life, starting now? I'm going to give you a simple 7-day plan. Not overwhelming, not complicated, just 7 days of intentional action. Day 1, Awareness Day. Don't change anything, just observe. Watch how you spend your time, money, your energy. Where are you wasting the most? Keep a simple note on your phone. Observe without judging. Day 2, Kaizen Day. Choose one habit you want to build, just one. Make it so small it feels almost embarrassing. Want to save money? Save just 50 rupees or 50 cents today. Want to read more? Read 1 page. Want to exercise? Do 5 push-ups. Start stupidly small. This is Kaizen in action. Day 3, Ikigai Map Day. Spend 30 minutes on your Ikigai map. Draw the 4 circles. Fill them in. Don't rush. This is one of the most valuable 30 minutes you'll ever spend. At the end, write 1 sentence answering this question. If money were not a concern, what would I spend my days doing? Day 4, Ma Practice Day. Put your phone in another room for 1 hour. No input. Sit quietly. Walk in a park. Sit by a window. Let your mind breathe. Notice what ideas come up. Write them down after your hour of silence. Day 5, Shokunin Audit Day. Look at your work, whatever it is, and ask the hardest question. Am I doing this at the level of a craftsperson, or am I just going through the motions? Identify 1 specific skill within your field that you could get dramatically better at. Look up 1 resource, a book, a course, a mentor, and commit to pursuing it. Day 6, Financial Reflection Day. Look at your finances honestly, not emotionally, just as data. Where is money coming in? Where is it going? Are you building anything? Are you growing anything? Or are you just maintaining a system that keeps you in place? Identify 1 small financial habit to start this week. Day 7, Integration and Commitment Day. Review what you've learned and observed this week. Pick just 1 idea from this video, the one that hit you the hardest, and make a 30-day commitment to applying it. Write it down, set a reminder, tell someone, because knowledge without action is just entertainment. Before I let you go, I want to share something with you. There's a beautiful old Japanese proverb that goes something like this: the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. For a long time, I thought this was a warning about conformity, a message to blend in and not stand out. But I've come to understand it differently. The nail that sticks out gets hammered down only if it's stuck in the wrong board. Put yourself in the right place, in your purpose, in your craft, in your ikigai, and that same quality of standing out doesn't get you hammered down, it gets you elevated. Here's the final mindset shift I want to leave you with. Stop trying to get rich. Start trying to become rich. Getting rich is an event. Becoming rich is a transformation. Events are temporary. Transformations are permanent. The Japanese approach to wealth is not about the hustle. It's not about the grind culture that glorifies exhaustion. It's not about working 18 hours a day and burning yourself out. It's about becoming, slowly and surely, the kind of person that wealth naturally flows toward. It's about waking up and making 1% better choices than yesterday. It's about finding the intersection of passion, purpose, skill, and service, and living there fully. It's about creating space in your mind and your life for big thinking and clear vision. It's about going so deep into your craft that you stop competing and start defining. These are not shortcuts. They are not hacks. They are ancient truths that have been proven across centuries and cultures, and they are available to you right now, today, exactly as you are. The only question is, are you going to apply them? I want to end with this thought. 1 year from now, you will have lived 365 more days. That's non-negotiable. Time is moving whether you choose to grow or not. The question is, who will you be at the end of those 365 days? Will you be a slightly improved version of who you are today? Or will you be the exact same person, still watching videos, still waiting for the right time, still dreaming of the life you want, but never building it? The Japanese don't wait for the right time. They plant the seed on an ordinary Tuesday. They water it on a rainy Wednesday. They tend to it quietly, consistently, without applause, without an audience. And 1 season later, the harvest comes. Your season is coming, but only if you plant the seed today. All right, my friend, that's a wrap on today's video. If this video gave you even 1 idea that shifted something inside you, hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second and it tells me to keep making content like this. If you're new here, welcome. This channel is for people who are serious about growth, wealth, and building a life they actually love. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. And now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what was your biggest takeaway from this video? Was it Kaizen, Ikigai, Ma, Shokunin, or something else that hit you differently? I read every comment. Seriously, your answer matters to me. Thank you for watching the whole thing. Not everyone has the focus and the hunger to sit through a video like this, but you did. That says something about you. Now go act on it. I'll see you in the next one.